this is the channel. It's like always really stupid, like it's just drama between people, basically. That's entirely what it is. You always want to go with stuff that has high views because this is people being upset at each other, and I think it's funny. Anyway, let's see. Fraud a toilet? Alright, this is like the most lighthearted.
The Rolls-Royce of toilets that's caused a big stink. Peter took a credit card payment for the luxurious loo, but
like
soon
the entire
found out the
fucking
money
time.
had gone down the drain.
The Australian newsman.
This is the cause of all our problems. This is a toilet that does everything, even opens and shuts by itself.
Hell yeah, it's one of them Japanese toilets. Let's go.
$5,000 toilet.
That's too much.
And a retailer who says he's been ripped
Import a Japanese toilet, bro.
It even comes with its own remote control. And to steal one of these things, what a crappy thing to do. Yes, you want to buy a toilet? Yeah, we'll need a deposit of $2,000.
2 months ago, Peter Vaughan's store in Ipswich, west of Brisbane, took a call from a customer wanting to buy this toilet they'd seen on the shop's website.
We'll need a deposit of $2,000. Yes, you pay by card? Thank you. We ordered the toilet and it had to come from Melbourne, so it took 3 weeks.
So this was a credit card transaction like you've done many times before?
This entire news article is some guy bought a toilet and then they didn't get the toilet.
And
we ordered the toilet and they didn't buy the toilet.
Now, you'd think if the credit card used to make the purchase had been stolen, it would have been reported in the 3 weeks it took for the toilet to arrive in Queensland.
They stole a credit card to buy a toilet?
It wasn't. In fact, the phone customer used the same credit card details
There's
to pay
no
the
fucking
balance
way.
when it did arrive.
So we delivered it as asked. We got it signed for, came back to the shop.
And a month later, the bank contacts you. What do they say?
The bank has informed us that the customer said it is a fraudulent transaction, and they have told us they're going to take the money.
You're like a mad credit card thief. You can buy whatever you want in the world. Let's say, you know, it has a limit of like $5,000. Your first instinct is, I want a $5,000 toilet.
Money out of our account.
Sure enough, in an email from Peter's bank, Westpac, it says the transaction has been raised as unauthorized by the cardholder. This is a fraud transaction.
We don't know if the card was stolen. We don't know if Mrs. Smith said to Mr. Smith, look, I don't want the toilet. We just don't know.
Worse still, Westpac tells Peter they'll be taking the cash to pay the customer back out of his business account. As per the rules of Visa and MasterCard, the liabilities do shift to the merchant when a transaction is raised as fraud or unauthorized on a card not present transaction.
We've not only lost the money out of our bank account from the customer, we have lost the money we have paid the supplier to buy that toilet to give to the customer.
So effectively, you've paid twice for this.
We've lost not 5,000, 9,000.
I got here at about 7:20 to check on the business, and it was lapping at the door already. It just come up so fast.
Oh, and then
Back
the floods
in February,
happened.
we were here when Peter's business partner, Troy McGuinness, watched the shop go under in a flood. The store was closed for 6 months and had only just reopened when the toilet fraud happened.
It's a month's wages. A month's sales doesn't carry that much profit.
So you're angry with the bank?
They have said they're taking out the money because we did not cite the card. Now, in my 20 years of retail, if we take an order over the phone or online, we never cite the card. So what the bank is telling me, that this is all fraudulent if the customer says so.
In a statement, a spokesperson for Westpac says,
It's important businesses take extra care when accepting card-not-present payments to reduce the risk of chargebacks or fraudulent purchases. And businesses should be wary of any customers who place multiple orders within a short space of time, use multiple credit cards to complete a purchase, and request urgent shipping or delivery to a third party.
In these types of circumstances, the liability generally does rest with the business owner.
Criminologist, Associate Professor Cassandra Cross from Queensland's University of Technology, is an expert in consumer fraud.
We know from statistics last year that there was over $452 million that was reported to this type of fraud, card-not-present fraud. So sadly, it's something that is quite common.
I'm sorry, sir, due to new bank policy, I cannot take the card over the phone. I need to cite the card and you need to put the PIN into the machine.
You're probably wondering why Peter doesn't simply knock on the door of the person who has the toilet. Well, the trouble is he doesn't know where that person lives. The customer asked the store to drop it at a mate's place who turned out to live in a unit block on Brisbane's south side. And Peter says the only advice Westpac can give him, call the police.
Even
why
when
do you need a toilet that bad?
Who did this to you? We don't know.
You can buy a toilet at Bunnings for like 50 bucks now.
We do not know anything. If you're going to fraud something, why fraud a toilet?
Exactly!
Well, it doesn't make sense, does it?
I wish I could say they
Why
bought the
a
best
toilet?
on the market, but they tell me they stole the best on the market.
It's a tough lesson. Peter has now reported the issue to police, who have launched an investigation.
Well, that's not what I expected it to be. Alright, ooh, good options. Let's go with this one.
An angry Tyler's rooftop tantrum. Fed up with not being paid by a builder, tradie Simon McPherson went into revenge mode. He's returned to the job site. That's when things really turned ugly.
Hey, get off the roof! I'll get off the roof when I lift it off, mate. When it's off, I'm... Shut up, mate.
A building Barney to blow the roof off all others.
They just make jokes.
A Tyler taking matters into his own hands.
You've had 12 months.
That's fair enough, honestly.
I'm not going to give it to him for free.
And an angry builder who just
He's just taking his roof back.
Spiteful act. Now he's got no money.
Get off the roof!
Dramatic music. Mance is up there throwing tiles down.
It doesn't look good on me, but I think it's going to look worse on him.
Keep going, mate. Hey? Keep going. Jump down my feet. Hey, house, stop. Hey? Come down so I can smash you. Look at you, mate. You don't pay your bill. Huh?
The middle of the day in Hatfield in Melbourne's north, there's a standoff over a roof.
Well, you won't be seen to sit down. Right, get off the roof.
Simon McPherson, who tiled this new home, invoiced the builder almost $6,700. That was May last year, and after a deposit, all he got, he says, was excuse after excuse.
He didn't get paid, so he came to take his roof back.
I've got money coming in, this, that.
His patience wearing thin, Simon's about to make good on his threat to rip up part of the roof that remains unpaid.
I even told him a few times that it was going to come off and he didn't believe me.
As Simon begins smashing the tiles, the potty-mouthed builder turns up, a sledgehammer in hand.
Holy shit!
Then the builder makes a beeline for one of Simon's workers.
Pay the bill, we'll fix the... Pay the bill, we'll fix it.
The builder demands they leave as the threats just keep coming.
You're going to pop a smack in the mouth as soon as you get there.
Yeah. Things then
become
become
pop a smack in the mouth.
The builder appearing to grab a ladder,
God.
shoving it towards Simon.
Have you done something like this before, sort of?
No, I haven't had to go to this extent to rip them off before, but we've had builders that don't pay.
Oh, irrational, because I thought we were both getting a bit aggressive, I must admit. You know?
Yeah, a little bit.
And he was determined to stay up there and smash as many tiles as possible.
I mean, you didn't pay for the tiles.
What happens when you don't pay your bills?
Back at the building site, the roof rampage continues.
Next week, that comes off. Get off the property. Don't come near me.
Yeah, well, I took the ladder off him. I took the ladder down.
Police are called.
Get off the property. Push me.
And both men leave.
Hey, you can't call the cops anyways. We've already called the cops.
Like, they rocked up and he was trying to get us for trespassing, but obviously I've got receipts for all the tiles that I took off the roof. I didn't damage any of his property or anything like that. Like, I didn't go there to wreck anything. I just took my tiles off the roof and threw them on the ground.
We can reveal the builder at the centre of it, Adrian Padoin, who spoke exclusively with a current affair.
This is just how much is happening here that's serious that we need to show this on the news.
Already.
As opposed to like serious stuff.
Adrian admits not paying up, but says he did make a deposit.
Like, man came out, took some tiles off of the roof and threw them on the ground. And they didn't like that.
I own these tiles because I've got a receipt for them. Nah, right of claim, you signed the quote.
There'll be some people out there who might say you shouldn't have taken it into your own hands. What do you say to them?
I've tried being in our shoes. Yeah, because you get over it. It happens, you know. It happens a lot in this industry and there's no one that's going to do anything about it. Obviously VCAT and stuff like that's an expensive process to go through.
As for whether Adrian will finally pay...
At the end of the day, I'll get it fixed. He's not going to get his money. It's still going to cost me, it might cost me a bit more, but he's the one that's lost at the end of the day.
Pay the bill, we'll fix the bill.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest though, who's gonna want to do the job for him when his history is not paying?
And the real person paying the price for that dispute, the homeowner.
Yeah, honestly.
While police were called, at the moment, they're not taking any action.
The police aren't doing anything about it because you know what happens when someone calls in this kind of a situation? The police rock up in there here and they're like, look, both of you are being stupid. You either go home or you're both coming with us. And they've just been like, okay.
For more than a decade, Juanita says she lived peacefully in her cul-de-sac home. Then new neighbours moved in with a dark connection, and things changed.
This is a good setup already.
Get off my property. I'm scared stiff because she's also made comments that we're watching your every move.
It's the baker versus the bikie and his mum in one hell of a neighbour stoush.
I was shocked. I was in shock. I was scared stiff.
Juanita Garcia likes the quiet life, running her cake-making business from home.
I raised my son here by myself for the whole time until about 3 years ago when it just became a nightmare.
What would you like to do to me?
Until they started parking into the easement, with their cars into the easement, so we couldn't get up and down our driveway.
Juanita's home is at the top of a private driveway, which she shares with the neighbours. The family she says is causing her grief.
That's kind of a dick move.
Situated at the bottom.
So we have to drive past their house, but we have the rights to drive up because it's a battle axe driveway.
Unable to get to the front door of the neighbouring property
so dramatic.
thanks to this high fence, Juanita...
It's so dramatic, but the entire plot of this one is that this lady couldn't drive up to her driveway because someone parked terribly.
Says police told her to start leaving notes on the cars.
It's got worse and worse and worse and worse.
The house is owned by Eva Barbaro, mother of Mongols bikie Harley Barbaro. Juanita says she only realised when she saw a photo of Harley in the newspaper.
I looked at it and I was scared. Immediately, I just went, that's my neighbour. Oh my God.
Things erupted last month when Juanita had to put down her beloved dog Buddha.
But he was blind and he's deaf and he was riddled with cancer. And so it was time, and it makes me very emotional again, talking about it.
She arranged for the vet and a pet cremation company to come to the house. The cars were parked in the driveway, well past the Barbaros, but Juanita says that didn't stop Eva from verbally abusing her.
Eva has walked up my driveway, circled the hearse, and then come up and started screaming abuse while I'm holding my dog.
Juanita's CCTV shows her walking out to the van carrying Buddha as Eva yells about the parking along with personal slurs. She then returns to her home. As the vet is saying goodbye to a tearful Juanita, Eva returns again, this time unbelievably with a megaphone.
She got a megaphone and she came back out and continued the abuse for about another 7 minutes.
A megaphone!
Just 2 days later, Juanita arrived home to find Eva had installed new security cameras.
There's a 20-foot pole with 2 motion-activated lights, sensor lights, and a motion-activated camera.
The pole and cameras situated at the back of Eva's home point directly at Juanita's house.
I can go 20, 30, 40, 50 metres, however many metres it is in my backyard. She can see in every single window.
Why?
Fed up, Juanita decided to install a shield on the easement between her property and the camera to protect her privacy, a builder attaching the plywood to 2 stakes in the ground. What happened next? Well, according to Juanita...
It was 3 minutes after we'd finished with my builder, Harley Barbaro came and, in a fit of rage, stormed up the driveway, screaming, yelling abuse, and with his bare hands ripped it down.
Bro, this is wild.
What was going through your mind there?
Oh, shock, disbelief. Is this actually happening?
Juanita took the footage to her local station the next day to lodge a complaint.
And it's not attached to her fence. It's not attached on any of her property whatsoever. It's on the easement.
A few days later, Juanita received a call from Task Force Maxima, the dedicated police unit which
I don't think you're allowed to film into people's houses.
She was told Harley Barbaro had been charged with willful damage. Barbaro is no stranger to police. His brother Pasquale died in 2016 in Western Sydney in a gangland killing.
I know that the brother was shot dead execution style. It's in the newspapers, it's in the courts, I'm scared. I'm really scared.
Juanita has filed a peace and good behaviour application against Eva Barbaro, who also goes by the name Eva Bridget. But there's another twist. It turns out Eva has previously filed her own application, which was issued late last year. Juanita is accused of breaching that order numerous times, including one incident where it's claimed she said to Eva, "How you going, Mongol mum?" In another incident, she's accused of sounding her horn several times and making a loud noise with her whippersnipper. The plywood has now gone back up, and it appears neither side will be taking their cameras down anytime soon.
And I shouldn't have to live like that. I shouldn't have to check my security cameras on my phone when I drive into the street, which I do every time, to make sure that they're not on the driveway.
We've tried repeatedly to get a response from the Barbaros and their lawyer. We're still waiting.
Wow. Any other good... Oh, this one's a million views. That's probably funny, if it's got that many. But yeah, for the most part, this is usually like really petty situations. Man allegedly selling cats from car boot. Yeah, cameras that go into other properties are not supposed to be allowed. But they could argue that they're pointed down or something. Swimming cat sparks local uproar. You know, if I ever have to like be in news, I want to be in this kind of news.
Gus the cat and his owner Glenn have every man and his dog up in arms. You see, Gus the cat entered the dog swimming race and gave the canines a run for their money. And now everyone's fighting like, well, cats and dogs.
Who writes this shit, man?
Many talents. He likes to mountain bike.
Holy shit.
He's saying hello. And
Hello?
to kayak and stand-up paddleboard, but he really loves swimming.
Whippersnapper is like young.
The claws are out over a
It's
swimming
like
cat who wants
spry.
to compete in a dog race. So what
Good
is
for
the
them.
problem with this
Let 'em
floating
enter.
feline taking on his foes? What's your thought about Gus the cat swimming?
Stupid.
Not a fan?
Well, it's a dog race. Why would you bring a cat to a dog race?
Well, he said he won't be doing it this year because he's worried about the safety of his cat.
I love
We've
Gus.
had discrimination against all sorts of groups throughout the ages, and now it's local yobbos versus a little
I
cat.
love them. I love them.
Gus is no ordinary cat. The
No, they
Tonkinese
aren't.
love swimming, with his owner, political strategist Glenn Drury.
I did a lot of research. I wanted a cat that was dog-like, an intelligent cat, a cat that liked water. Funny enough, I'm allergic to cats, so these Tonkinese cats are quite hyperallergenic, and I'm not allergic to this guy. He's been swimming since he was about 11
Is
weeks
it a
old.
boy on the
It's
screen?
not a problem.
Are you
He
jealous?
swims with me, he kayaks with me, and stand-up paddleboard. We treat him like he's just part of our lifestyle.
That is so
in
cute.
2019, Glenn decided to enter Gus into the Scotland Island dog race. For almost 50 years, every Christmas Eve, dogs paddle with their owners across a 550-metre stretch of water between the island
I mean, it
and
is a
Church
cat,
Point
but come
in
on, there's no
Sydney's
cat
north.
For a
competition.
bit of a laugh, we entered Gus into that
What
race,
is
and
going
lo and
on?
behold, he came first in his category.
But wait, what was his category? What can be his category? Is cat-togory? Because like
He
there's
swam
no
at his
dog.
pace.
There's
Cat pace. He did beat a lot of the dogs though, but most importantly, it was a fun, really nice day.
Every man and his dog flocked to see Gus swim, but not everyone was happy about it.
We actually had
happy about
threats.
it.
Gus had threats. One of these local parochial yobbos said he was going to shoot the cat and beat me up if he ever saw us again and go away. And another woman gestured this and pointed to the cat. I work in politics and I get that sort of nonsense all the time, and I can deal with it. But they threaten my cat. I mean, for God's sake.
swimming.
But locals Louise and Vinny, who are
Excuse
not
me,
the
what?
cat threateners in question, think Glenn and Gus are asking for trouble.
He's not
Salty
even a
because they
local,
lost
the
to
guy
a
that
cat,
sells that
honestly.
crap. He doesn't live here. I don't understand it. He
What?
obviously just wanted the publicity.
Do you reckon that locals would be like that around here?
Oh, they wouldn't kill someone's cat. Oh, we love animals. They might have wanted to choke
What's
him, but
going
not
on?
cat.
I don't know.
It started out 30, 40 years ago just as an island thing, you know, and then you get idiots bringing cats down. It's just like, you're just taking the piss. It's like taking a knife to a gunfight.
Not that deep, bro.
Not going to work.
So it's not about the fact that you guys don't like cats. It's
No, it was just that was just stupid. You know, it's a dog race. What are you bringing a cat for, mate?
Because why not?
Glenn
It doesn't
scratched
matter.
Gus from the
Dog
race
race doesn't
this
matter.
year.
If it was me, no problem. I'd go. But it's not just me.
Aww.
And his safety is first.
But the dynamic duo hasn't ruled out a comeback.
I think one thing that Gus would be pushing for, if he could speak, would be certainly changing the name from the Scotland Island dog race to the Scotland Island pet race.
Hell
you know,
yeah.
I was never a cat person.
I'm gonna bring the dolphin.
If I could see me 5 years ago, we could see me today, I'd be like, who is that weirdo?
Oh, I love them.
I think that is a very late entry into the best controversy of the year category. Let us know what you think of it.
I mean, honestly, you'd be surprised. A cat can defend themselves from a dog pretty well. But also like if the dogs are trained to be around other dogs, they're usually fine around cats, from my like experience. Oh, let's do a wholesome one. Oh, and then the Christmas tree one sounds funny. Alright, and then we'll watch these three and then I'm
Here
popping
is
it.
the sad statistic.
Hi, my day's going good, Dippy. How about you?
40% of people in aged care don't get regular visitors. It makes things especially rough at Christmas, but they're far from forgotten thanks to a program that fills the gap. So here's the story to make you smile.
I must say, a dog that would do that would not be allowed at the competition. Because why couldn't it do that to a small dog?
What have you got here?
Well, looks like a bloody elephant to me.
Their beaming smiles say it all.
What do you think?
Bunny!
He's lovely.
You gonna jump up?
Yeah, thanks for following.
Resident Vivian had one wish to visit a petting zoo, so right on cue, out came the zoo.
I should keep our mouths shut.
Where did we go? Oh my God.
Bunny!
Margaret also wanted to meet some furry friends, but today she isn't up to leaving her room.
All these animals here are because you asked for them.
Oh yes, but they're lovely.
They are lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, they're better than the staff here.
Oh my God! Damn.
Knock. Hi, Edna.
A few doors down, we meet Edna.
Someone here to meet you.
The goat!
Hello, darling.
The 96-year-old's overcome with emotion.
I've had animals all my life. And I miss them.
It's all part of an initiative called Connect the 40%.
Get her a cat, what the
of
fuck?
older people living in aged care that don't get regular visitors, or people that are there, you know,
They should be
thinking of
allowed to have
them
a fish
on
or
a regular
something.
basis, which is pretty sad.
While working as a nurse, Lauren Todorovich saw how widespread loneliness had become.
Many older people are sitting literally in these aged care homes with very limited contact with the outside world.
Lauren and Jacob Neeland are the brains behind the idea.
We actually have Australia's first platform that allows members of the public to purchase gifts and experiences for aged care residents in need.
Oh, that's
When it
nice.
comes to picking gifts, the sky's the limit.
It's like
A
Throne.
helicopter ride, or
But for old
one
people.
gentleman wanted swimming lessons.
Hello, darling.
Oh, the robot dog.
Hello, Betty.
Saying hello.
Oh, I thought that was me.
For some residents, it's about life's simple pleasures.
Hello.
You remember it? You remember it?
Yes.
Well, so you have a card here. This is from someone, some generous stranger, paid for this pillow for you. And it says, here is your new pillow. I hope you get a good night's sleep from,
Lovely.
from Emma and Bianca. Would you like to see your new pillow?
Please.
Peg, we understand that you are a cat lover. Is that true?
Yes, I am a cat lover.
Beautiful. Do you remember I came here?
This is so sweet.
You remember me?
And I wondered where the hell you were with the cat.
Well,
Beautiful. I love
Oh.
the cat. He's gonna have
A little
to get on
scary,
with the dog.
but...
Hello, beautiful.
Yeah.
Just like a real cat.
A complete stranger bought this for you. What would you say to that person?
Well, whoever they are, they're very generous and kind.
It's a little scary.
Barbara, when I saw that you like chocolate like me, I had to get it for you. From Gigi and Teddy.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Look at that.
you lots of them. Let's go.
No, that's not all for me, sure.
Well,
What do I have to pay?
no, you don't have to pay anything.
I don't.
No.
Oh, they're so sweet.
Yes, a perfect stranger has paid it forward to you.
Well, they're my favourite straight away.
Oh, well, there you go.
But they were the best days of my life.
It's fair to say 92-year-old
Aw.
Brian is motor mad.
He still wears the
Brian's battling
jacket.
cancer, so he can't get behind the wheel, but the team's arranged the next best thing.
Hey, Brian. How are you, man? I'm Peter. Pal. Good, Pete.
Aw.
Good people have organised a Harley ride for you. Yeah.
One leg down.
Perfect.
How was that,
So
Brian?
wholesome.
How was that?
They're real good.
It seems a little kindness is the best medicine,
Thank you very, very much.
and it's contagious.
I know I'm not going to have all this. They're going to go to some of my friends.
I didn't know things like that happened.
It seems like such a small thing for us, but a huge impact for the older person.
How are you feeling at the moment?
At this moment, I'm happy.
It's not really the end of everything, is it?
Oh, the power of pets. And if you'd like to donate a gift to a resident, it's a great charity. Visit our website for details.
That's so wholesome. Man, my heart can't take it. Now let's watch some people be angry over some Christmas trees.
Forget love thy neighbour. In this street, there's never been any love lost between Paul and Theo. But now their feud has turned into a Christmas cracker, and it's all over Paul's lights.
A Christmas cracker, fucking.
Christmas is about bringing each other together, right? But unfortunately here, the owners of 98 and 98B, well, they're calling each other turkeys. Who is it?
The Christmas Grinch.
Old mate next door.
That's right.
Do you think at Christmas time you two might be able to come together and get on? No? I mean, it's tough. You're neighbours. I mean, Paul's right there. There you are.
Line subtitles.
Right, how do you get on with your neighbour? What's his name?
Theo.
What's your advice to Paul this Christmas?
Nothing.
No.
I don't want to be mean,
You won't be sure.
but his eyes are a little bit looking at each other.
Bring any Christmas turkey.
Don't exist for me.
He doesn't exist for you.
No.
Yeah, how do you get
Theo
on?
and Betty.
Hi Betty, I'm Steve from Channel 9.
No, don't get on.
We've been called in about the Christmas tree lights.
Is he?
Someone's melting down
What's
over
wrong with
Paul's
them?
Christmas tree lights.
They're cute.
I've got some power running through here, low voltage.
Yep.
And just Christmas lights along the lights here, around the hedges. And there's 2 streams of 10 little lights up in there at about 2.6 metres in height in this one tree.
Yeah.
That's it.
Are these the lights you don't like?
No, not like.
Did you plant this tree?
Many, many years ago, 22 years ago.
Well, so I guess you'd feel entitled to be able to put lights up.
Well, the thing is, it's not just for me. I'm by myself, but everybody, all the children around the neighbourhood. Mike has grandchildren. They've got new children. They've got young children. All the kids watch and like to see the lights.
Why don't you like that, sir? Why don't you like the star?
What's wrong with it?
Because not like. Don't like. These belong to somebody else. It belongs to council. Yes, it is council land.
Yeah.
But
Wait.
we've been doing this for over
The
15
guy's
years of
only
Christmas
mad
lights.
Do the bright
because he
lights keep you
thinks
up at
he's
night?
breaking a law.
Yeah, they are bright, yeah. They're bright.
Too bright?
Yeah, actually too bright, yeah.
Are they too bright, Paul?
He's not
No,
actually
you
upset
can see how
about
bright
it.
they are. They're not. And they're on timers. They go off at 10 o'clock.
Okay,
at
those
night.
ones are a little
The tree is
fast.
15
but-
metres from your house. 15 It's a long way from your house. Why does it bother you?
I mean, you ask me just questions you like or not like.
Yeah.
The answer is I don't like.
Yeah.
Don't have why. Don't
What
like.
What do you mean I have to justify if I like something or not?
Council Ranger called at your premises today regarding lights.
In the council tree.
And that someone called the folks at Bayside Council near Sydney Airport to pay
ain't hurting
Paul a
no
visit.
one.
What has the council told you to do?
They want me to remove Christmas lights from out here. Because no reason. They're not obtrusive, they're not dangerous, they just want me to remove the Christmas lights.
Did you call council about the tree?
Not me.
Oh, it wasn't you.
Not me.
Now he denied
his
that,
wife.
Council Rangers told me exactly who it was.
Paul. Neighbour Mike from across the
He
road
knows the council.
isn't sitting on the fence about what he believes happened.
It's just pity for those neighbours to
Oh my
make that type
God.
of complaint.
Well, they say they didn't make that complaint. Did you make it?
I didn't make it. No, I would never make a complaint like that to the council. I got far better things to do.
Has it just been about the lights?
No, it started many, many years ago.
Why is your palm tree like this?
Because he put poison inside.
Paul poisoned your palm.
Yes. Say what he did to my trees.
Paul poisoned
that
your
one
paw.
right there.
Oh, that one?
That's on purpose.
That one, he went along and cut the whole lot, all the way down.
Did you cut down Paul's trees on his property?
Only the branches were bent to my property.
Is it like watching a tennis match?
Yes, it is, absolutely. 40
Oh
years
my
of
God.
ongoing tennis.
40 love.
Yeah, 40 love.
Paul, who's watching us now?
big brother from next door.
Although it was Paul's cameras that captured Theo rummaging around in the council garden bed in his bathrobe.
Pulling plants and vegetation out of the parklands where there's a sign right above it saying fauna cannot be removed from the Barbara Valley reserves.
And the trees are in your way?
Yeah.
Ah, so you pulled them out?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you want this one as well, Theo?
No, something different.
Do you take the plants from here and put them in your property?
What?
No. You don't replant them?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Never.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Again, what did you do with those videos?
I would never steal them and use them. I only steal
The
them.
council's done nothing.
Did council talk to you about the removal of trees?
Why
here?
is he removing
no, they never
them?
contacted you. No.
What?
No.
And this is Billy.
Hello. And Theo's got the you-know-whats over Paul's dogs dropping presents beneath the tree.
Because you got 2-3 dogs here, in here, that's all.
Ah.
And you see the sign, what he say, the sign?
No dogs.
The dogs are allowed on leash, and I've paid the fine. I got fined once. I got fined once, and I paid the fine, so that's over and done with.
Yep. Do you think at Christmas time you two might be able to come together and get on? No.
Christmas, nah.
No.
That's a shame. It is
Is
Christmas.
it no?
Theo.
Doesn't matter.
No.
It is Christmas time. Do you think you could put everything in the past and just get on?
Try so many times.
You've tried.
We try so many times.
Yes. What's your message to council?
Stop being such a humbug and lighten up to Christmas.
Humbug.
Oh dear. The Bayside Council says it's ordered Paul to take his lights
What?
down,
Thank
but
you,
Paul
Wendy.
is digging in for the fight. He's not only refusing to remove them, he's bought even more. Stay tuned.
Oh my god. Oh, I love this channel. It's never anything serious.
Well, they used to be the bustling heart of a community,
I
but
hope you're
right
doing good,
across the
Winter.
country, suburban shopping strips are dying. These days, there are more for lease signs than there are shoppers.
Well, I'm
and
just checking
family
my phone real
businesses
quick.
that thrived for decades are closing their doors.
Okay, I'm expecting a delivery this morning. I was checking it.
There's no way people gonna come. They need to do more.
It's been quite sad to see a lot of businesses closing, a lot of cafes and small businesses. It's definitely kind of
I mean, that kind of just happens sometimes.
Once home to bustling businesses, now many along Norton
Doing things
Street
against
are
the government out of
fighting to stay
smite.
afloat.
It's just in our culture, mate. I don't know.
It's not like it used to be.
We
Known as the heart of Sydney's Little Italy, thousands of migrants moved to Leichhardt in the 1950s for a better life.
People would walk around with their families, their children, with their prams, and it was just fun.
Gina has been running this clothing and toy store for 50 years.
It was all like milk bars.
But yeah, I feel like we care
My
more
uncle
about doing
owned
the
a
right
fruit shop.
thing
It was
than
really a
doing the
fantastic
thing
time.
to the law.
But
you know?
now things have changed.
That's kind of Australians in general.
Today,
They're
it's
also
a
really good at
ghost
not
town.
getting along with their neighbors.
Michael from Happy Seafood, now sad.
My dad has a restraining order against one of our neighbors, like, since I was a kid. So, like, it's common.
Because there's no mouths to feed.
It is not fair. It's always
No, I
fall
will
back
get
to
rid
the
of my
small
dog. In fact,
business.
I'll get 8 more.
You know, family, mom and dad who working hard. There's no traffic. And by saying that, also the economic is not improving too. A lot of the produce that we can get it, mostly so expensive.
More than a dozen empty shops have for sale or for lease signs, some sitting vacant for years.
I mean,
think
sometimes it
landlords are
happens.
getting
You gotta
greedy,
move.
and businesses that have got the landlord who keeps putting the rent up have to put the prices up on their food and inflation. And I feel for them.
Con owns Bar Italia. He tells me his landlord has been understanding.
Oh, pizza.
But the business owner next door wasn't so lucky.
He put a rent up and she moved down the road. The space has been empty now for a year, so he's got 1 year of no rent.
One of the major problems has been a significant number of landlords who are not willing to keep their properties tenanted. They're using them as a tax write-off.
Inner West Council
Sounds about
Mayor
right.
Darcy Byrne is frustrated some landlords are keeping their businesses empty rather than risking a lower return.
For all of the other property owners and business owners along the strip, when you have 4 empty shop fronts like this for such a long period of time, it has a detrimental impact on their livelihood as well. And it really brings down the tone of the entire main street.
This is the Italian Forum. It was designed to be a cultural hub, a place where people could eat, drink, shop, and even live. This place should be full of customers, but now it's eerily quiet and has become a symbol of urban decay.
Oh, it is pretty though.
When was this place thriving?
For the first couple of years after it opened at the turn of the century, it was really fun and vibrant and interesting. But it's been a long time since then, and the fact that everyone knows that so many of the shop fronts are empty and have been for a long time makes it difficult to turn things around.
The Mayor is now calling on the New South Wales Premier to introduce a vacancy tax so landlords would be rewarded for leasing to local businesses.
We're simply trying to reduce rates
fair,
for
but
Main Street property owners who keep their
it is
shop fronts
illegal to
tenanted
live
and pay for that
inside
by
of
increasing rates by the same amount
like
for
commercial buildings
landlords who are
usually
not
because they're
doing the
not
right
safe.
thing.
I agree. Yes,
They're
do
not
it.
like
Just don't
made to be lived in
talk about it.
24/7.
Just push it.
The vacancy tax makes
So I
sense
kind
to
of
me.
understand a
It
bit.
needs
It's
to
just
be
not
rewarding
safe most
small
of the
businesses
time,
over
but
people who are just leaving their shops.
at the same time, yeah.
But the New South Wales
Don't really
Small
matter.
Business Commissioner argues it's not a silver bullet for bringing back the streetscapes, and one solution would be to approve more residential developments to build a client base closer to stores.
The council should be considering making parking and everything a lot easier so people will come.
Bring in musicians, craft fairs, you know, make it like a marketplace, you know, where there's markets and people bring stalls
Oh, market would be
out.
cool.
The number of businesses who want to lease retail properties in the area has dropped by 23% compared to last year. Sadly, this isn't the only shopping strip feeling the pain.
Hi, Saucy.
Not long ago, a current affair visited Mario, a restaurateur from Ipswich, west of Brisbane, who took his frustration to social media.
This is what's happening to our country. All the way along here, empty. Empty shops. This country is a joke. Absolute joke. We can do better.
Back at Norton Street, small business operators here just want a fair go.
You can't squeeze an orange when there's no more juice.
It's draining us. Landlord doesn't help. Council doesn't help. They need to work up something.
It's a tough problem to fix, isn't it? The New South Wales government is promising to look into the issue, but
Yeah,
with the state
still-
election
still
coming up
chilling.
in March, nobody's expecting much to change anytime soon.
Wow, okay, one last one. Are there any more cats ones? I like the cat ones.
Well, they say you're either a dog person or a cat person, but even cat people have their limits usually. This street is being overrun with one neighbour's cats, and the council won't do anything. There really are a lot of cats.
They're on the roof, on the balcony, the driveway, the gate, the trees, the gardens, the window,
Good.
the gutters. Heavens,
Good.
there's even a cat
The
on a
invasion
hot
has
tin
begun.
roof.
That's wrong, mate. That's just wrong.
It's a catastrophe.
It's kind of disgusting and quite sad.
It needs to stop.
There's a cat lover in Hunter Street.
Come here, Tango, Blondie.
You know their names.
Sebastian, here.
Of
Mango,
course,
come
they're
back.
the babies.
Mango.
And an awful stench.
The smell. Go out the back and smell up the drive, you know. It's just terrible. And she doesn't feed them.
1, 2, 3.
Well, I mean, she
4,
doesn't
5,
feed them. They
6,
wouldn't come
7,
back.
8. Oh, the smell of urine.
Night is worse. The cats are not locked up and are free to cause havoc around the streets and neighbouring homes. Outdoor furniture and decks soiled by cat urine and feces.
It's
You gotta be
disgusting.
kidding me. I
The
just put out a
smell
litter
is
box, man.
Always there. I pray for rain because it'll wash it away.
Urinating like all the cars.
They spray all my car.
Also, they need to get
You can see
desexed.
here. You can see
It's
here.
not so much that they're peeing, they probably just need to
Goodness,
get
these
desexed.
cats are using the entire street as their litter box.
Here, 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 and here.
and here.
I've got to tell you, the stench of urine around here is pretty awful. How is that for all these neighbours here?
Well, it's difficult because, as you say, it does smell.
Do they come into your property?
Yeah, they come inside the house.
So if your door or window's open, they'll jump in?
Yeah.
Free cat.
Really? They're killing all the birds around here?
Yes, I come home to a dead bird in the backyard.
Oh. Even the felines are falling foul. Get off the road.
I don't know how many
Oh,
times
don't
I've almost
bully.
run them over just because they lay in the street. And
Yeah.
actually, I saw one in a box on the side of the road a couple of months ago.
It'd been hit
so,
by a car,
yeah.
had it?
Yeah.
Terrible.
They eat out of my compost
It's
bin.
not me.
They're that hungry.
Yes.
They're breeding all the time.
They do need to de-sex them though.
I
That's
know
a big one.
some of the neighbours have had cats giving birth under their houses.
Even the lady with COVID wanted to show her displeasure. Can I talk to you about the cats?
No.
The cat lady has
no.
nearly as many CCTV cameras as fur balls. You obviously love cats.
Yeah, I do.
How many are inside? There's quite a few.
Yeah.
But she's clearly not keeping a watch on her cats.
Oh, you little bugger.
Neighbours started taking videos to send to Newcastle Council and the RSPCA.
Yeah, we're not going for the birds, clearly.
Nothing's been done.
It seems Newcastle Council thinks cats are perfectly fine.
Even on their website, it says that they don't take any complaints or talk about any issues regarding cats.
There it is on their website. Nope, not dealing with this problem. We recognise these complaints can create friction in neighbourhoods and can be very frustrating to those involved. However, we will no longer be dealing with this type of request.
Oh my
She can
god.
have as many cats as she likes. That's what the council here agrees with.
Dog
Here, I
complaints
think
are
you're not
fine.
allowed to have more
Anyway,
than like
back to the
6
cats.
without a license
I'm sure
of
you
breeding.
love them, but there are a lot, aren't there?
Yes.
There are a lot, and that might be a bit of a problem, do you think?
That's why I'm trying. That's why I said I'm getting them. Some of them adopted out.
Residents claim she's been saying that for a while.
And no one will take any steps. I don't understand.
I have a solution.
So, if each of them
Everyone in
has
the
9
neighborhood
lives,
takes one
they're going
cat
to be around for a while.
and gets them desexed and
bad
owns a
odour.
cat from then
It's
on.
even getting the better of the cat lady. It's a very strong smell though, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
City of Newcastle says it's working with neighbours to address the issue, but that's news to the residents. And any complaints should be directed to the RSPCA.
Oh, I don't agree with that one though. There are better institutions. The RSPCA has been known to do not so good things. You know what? I think that like anyone can eventually like cats. Vet clinic mixes up cats. Oh no. Alright, this is the last
It's
one, I
every
swear.
pet
I
owner's
swear.
nightmare. Your beloved family member goes missing from the pet sitter while you're away. In a terrible mistake, a Bondi vet handed Tara the cat to the owner of Lara the cat, and the distressed Tara then escaped when she
Oh
was
my
taken.
god, they both look the same and they have almost exactly the same name. This is
to the
great.
wrong home. Now
This
the
is
hunt is on
great.
to find her.
Oh.
Tara? Barista, have you seen Tara?
Keep an eye out for Tara.
It's a catastrophe.
No, they can't use the catastrophe pun again.
Story, yeah, so it's pretty horrible.
I hope you find her, yeah. No worries.
This is Tara, and this is Lara.
Wait, then
One of
they don't
them's
look the same at
missing,
all.
And a mix-up at the Bondi vet is to blame.
I saw the
Single
pictures at the
mistake
start.
Done by somebody who, in a moment, wasn't thinking about what they were doing.
Is that good enough?
Well, we're obviously going to work harder.
They're a vet hospital, like they're responsible for care, and you'd expect it in a
Aw, they're
hospital
so
for humans in the
cute.
same way.
I should be home.
The blunder goes
Who
like
photoshopped
this.
that?
Tara and a
Oh my god, the
similar-looking
music.
cat called Lara were both being looked after by the same vet. Lara was discharged and her owner sent a family member to pick her up on her behalf. She was mistakenly given Tara instead of Lara. Lara's owner realised Lara was Tara, but it was too late. Tara escaped. And the pussycat's been missing for days. So I put my thinking cat on and hit the streets of Bondi.
Have you seen this pussycat?
No.
Mango, have you seen Tara?
If I was a Bondi cat, where would I be?
The vet have known Tara for 4.5 years. We actually adopted her from them. We always get worried before we put her in boarding. And they had said to us, you know, don't be worried. Like, we all know Tara so well. She's going to get so many cuddles. And it just hasn't worked out that way.
Tara's owner, Katie, is visiting family overseas. She was told her cat was missing via WhatsApp.
Last night, one of our
My
staff
baby.
accidentally discharged Tara instead of a cat called Lara to a home in Bondi. They're both tortoise shells. We are all really distressed, as I'm sure you will be.
In your opinion, is the vet to blame?
That is a
Extremely
text of
irresponsible.
nightmares.
What if Lara was due to be euthanized and they took Tara and euthanized my cat?
How do you imagine Lara's owner is feeling?
Tara was probably crying at the top of her voice in her
Aw.
box, and this woman may have just opened the box thinking, I'm just going to try and calm her down, and she's obviously just escaped out of a door or window, and I really don't think it was
Poor
that woman's
baby.
fault.
The Bondi Junction Veterinary Hospital was made famous by celebrity vet Dr. Chris Brown.
I wondered if it was the same
Next
one.
to each other, and it's something that, you know, everything's labelled, everything's safely in the right place, and it was a human error.
Practice owner Julia Crawford admits it was a mistake.
You didn't want this to happen.
And their names are
How
similar.
did it happen? Do you have enough protocols in place here to ensure?
There are protocols in place. It was human error. She didn't follow the protocols. We do this job because we love it. We really care.
I just heard that that person's been fired.
We're just at breaking point, and our staff here are passionately feeling for this little cat lost in the rain.
It's a tough job being a vet, and I have a cavoodle, and there are 1,000 cavoodles in Bondi, and they do look a bit similar.
I think I'd be sad if it was a dog, but I'm not really a cat person. Do they not wear
How
that
dare
little
they?
wristband thing?
We just wanted to know if you knew any more information about where Tara might be, that's all.
This
It's not really
awful
her
sequence
fault.
of events has left Lara's owner distraught.
And have you spoken with Tara's owners? No. Okay, have you got Lara now? I have Lara. Thank you.
We spotted
Aw.
Lara munching on a snack in the front yard. Safe and sound.
Cute.
Keep an eye out.
They don't
Don't
really
get
look like a
confused with
tortoiseshell though. They look like a fluffy black cat.
I think she will be found.
You think so?
Yeah. We're terribly sorry.
She's irreplaceable. We're never going to stop looking
Aw.
for her.
I hope they find her.
This is the closing card. Okay. Blah.